few days ago, Treyarch updated Black Ops 3. And whilst it fixed a really important issue, there are still tons of things wrong with the game that the update didn't fix. And in a lot of people's eyes, this update failed. So in this video, I want to go in depth on the implications that the failure of the update has and catch you guys up so you know how to stay safe playing this game on PC. There's going to be a lot to talk about in this video, so it is very important that you stick around all the way to the end. Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure you all understand the safety precautions that you might have to put in place so that your gameplay experience does not get affected. Because we all expected this update to get rid of all the hackers, cheaters, and modders from the game forever. I need to keep you guys in the know because unfortunately, the modders, hackers, and cheaters are back in full force. How exactly did this update fail? Well, in order to answer that, we need to go back to why Treyarch did this update in the first place. It's no secret that Black Ops 3 on PC has been a pretty horrible experience for the last few years. It's riddled with all sorts of bugs where people are able to crash your game at any point, as well as there being some severe performance issues with the main menu frames per second and the in-game performance in multiplayer as an example. Now, the main thing that Treyarch wanted to fix with the update was some remote code execution vulnerabilities. Now, these are security issues which are not on console, these are only on PC, and these vulnerabilities allow attackers to run code on a remote machine, meaning even if someone has no prior access to your PC or device, they can fully compromise it and essentially take over your whole computer without you knowing. This can result in some very serious consequences such as data loss, malware, and ransomware deployment, and it is an incredibly serious problem. Now, the problems existed for a while in Black Ops 3, but it wasn't until two community members, Momo and Sirius, spoke to a media website about it that forced Activision and Treyarch's hand to deploy an update to fix these issues as soon as possible. Because if they didn't, there's a great chance that there could be a huge lawsuit for Treyarch and Activision, selling a game at full price when there's a chance of hackers and modders being able to take over people's PCs and ruin their lives. Now, we never expected there to actually be an update to fix this amongst other issues. So when we saw this update drop last week, we were all incredibly excited because the update fixed all known vulnerabilities for remote code execution, so everyone can play Black Ops 3 safely on PC in the know that that can never happen to you. Now, to put into perspective how serious that is, another game, Dark Souls, had its servers taken off for months because this issue was so rampant on the game, and it's such a serious security threat that they took the game offline for several months in order to fix those issues. But Treyarch really did the bare minimum with this update, fixing only the things that they legally needed to do. But since the update, cheaters, modders, hackers are back, meaning anyone's game can be booted offline and crashed at any point, and it doesn't just mean people like myself, it means you as well. I've seen people who have never been booted off their game before being booted since this update, and I'm going to explain how it works and what you can do to prevent yourself from getting booted. And even if you're playing a solo game online with megas, you can still get booted offline, which is an absolute tragedy. But essentially, Treyarch, I don't think, will ever be able to fix this problem. The in-depth explanation is when you connect to the Black Ops 3 servers, you have a Steam XUID number. In the case of some mod menus out there, there are some high-profile YouTubers and streamers that have their XUID number publicly available for anyone that has that mod menu to see and to boot offline at any moment. Now, you are probably not going to be on that mod menu, which is fine. However, if you're still playing online, anyone running a menu that can boot people can simply open the server browser, look at any games that are currently running on the Black Ops 3 servers, and boot you offline, which is absolutely terrible. But the bottom line is, I don't think Treyarch will ever be able to fix this. So this update fixed the game for like 12 hours. The game is still a hell of a mess on PC. But luckily, there are community methods to avoid yourself getting booted offline. And in the case of me, I'm gonna have to use this method forever playing Black Ops 3. And if you want to keep yourself 100% safe, you're going to want to do it as well. And there are two methods. The first is a more immediate method that we can use today, and the second method that will be released at some point, hopefully this year, that will fix every issue and be an absolute game changer for Black Ops 3 PC. The first thing you can do is you can run a community patch that has been created by someone called Sirius. We've spoken about it many times on the channel. The Sirius's community patch fixes any vulnerabilities as well as the ability for players to crash your game. In order to use this patch, you need to simply download it, run the patch, and then boot up Black Ops 3 through Steam. What the patch does is essentially only allow trusted people that are also running the patch to join you, meaning you can't be booted offline. What the patch does is it only allows trusted people, meaning those also running the patch, to be able to join you, meaning people cannot boot you offline. Not only that, but it also fixes the FPS bug in the menus, where for some reason right now the game will drop like half the FPS every 5 seconds or so. And this is ruining people's performance when they play multiplayer or zombies, so that is all fixed. Only downside is you have to run the patch every time you boot up the game, and if you want to make sure that you play a game with friends where none of you get booted, everyone in the game has to run the patch as well. It sounds complicated, but it's a one-time setup, and then you just run it every time you play the game, and that's that. Now, I have full details on that link down below in the description, but the only thing is, at the time of making this video, the community patch has not been fully updated yet. It will be in a matter of days. It might already be by the time you're watching this video. I'll leave a pinned comment letting you guys know. But if you guys want to continue to play the game safely, solo, or with friends without any chances of anyone booting you, then I highly recommend you run that patch. Now, the second method is a game changer and will be what we will all use to safely play Black Ops 3 in the near future. It's a dedicated client that is going to bypass every possible problem that Black Ops 3 currently has on Steam, meaning every single mod tool, mod menu, and tools that players use to crash people's games will not work. At a fundamental level, the systems of Steam, Demonware, and the lobby system in Black Ops 3 will either be emulated or removed, meaning it will be impossible for anyone to crash anyone's game. If any of you are familiar with Plutonium on PC, it's essentially going to be its own Plutonium client, but for Black Ops 3. It's going to have Steam Workshop functionality. It will have its own dedicated servers, which are entirely separate from what Treyarch and Activision are currently running, meaning that the lobbies will be hacker-free, cheater-free, and it'll be like as if playing the game on day one for the first time. You'll be able to go from level 1 to max prestige, unlock all guns in the game, as well as all outfits, all supply drop weapons, and in theory, have as much bubblegum as you want. All in the process, fixing every known issue in Black Ops 3 and making sure that no one can crash your game, as well as any future remote code execution vulnerability. It is going to be the ultimate defining way to play Black Ops 3 on PC when it comes out. The only problem is it's not out just yet. It's currently in beta testing, and the creator Momo has a beta testing phase where if you sign up to become a patron or a donator, you'll get early access to test out all the features of this upcoming client. Momo is doing God's work here, along with him and Sirius making a future version of Black Ops 3 where it will be free of all hackers, modders, and anything that you would ever worry about when it comes to playing the Black Ops 3 PC version. If you want to test it out right now or just keep up to date with what's going on, I'll leave links to Momo's Twitter as well as the link to the Boy client project down below. Now, it is sad that the community has to go through these efforts just to play the game the way it should be, but because the community patch and this upcoming Boy client literally bypasses all of the systems that Treyarch use in order to have the online functionality of the game on Steam, Treyarch can't strip the stuff back that's wrong because it will break game functionality. And the game's also 8 years old, so at that point, there's just no way to ever expect them to support the game to that level. But yeah, bottom line, Treyarch unfortunately failed to fix some of the major problems that Black Ops 3 really needed sorting on PC. And I wanted to make sure you guys were fully updated with the current status of the game after the update, because some of you might be unaware that the cheating and hacking is back and works just like it did before, meaning that you are at risk of having your game crashed at any point. I hope you guys found this useful. If you have any questions at all, please drop them in the comments below. I'll try my best to respond, and I'm sure there'll be some helpful people as well. Hope you guys appreciate the update. I'll see you soon.